Hello, I'm Josh Starmer, and welcome to Human Stories in AI, brought to you by StatQuest. In this series, we'll hear about the career journeys of passionate AI experts. From their humble beginnings to conquered challenges, we'll be inspired by the real world experiences of professionals thriving in the ever evolving AI landscape. Today, we have special guest Abbas Merchant, founder and CEO of Matics Analytics, which uses a combination of AI and analytics to transform enterprise data into intelligent actions. So, without further ado, Abbas, can you tell us about your journey to where you are right now as the founder and CEO of Matics Analytics? How did this all start?
Starting from I was in my 11th grade where it all started. So everything was good, life was good, and suddenly from nowhere, random thought came to my mind that after doing all of this hard work like schooling, exams, boards, college, degrees, PhDs of the world, eventually I will be joining my family business. So as I mentioned, uh, I come from a business background actually. So that thought came to my mind, and I was wondering what to do with it, like if it is right or wrong. Or firstly, it was a very dumb thought, like dropping out of the school, and it was something like right now, if I think it's the worst thing that someone can think of, like dropping out suddenly from school and joining the business. But looking back, I feel that everything happens for a reason. So yeah, I proposed this great uh, multi-million dollar idea to my family, and they straightly rejected it. Like they also come from a business family, but they know the importance of education, and you need to be qualified, a little bit qualified enough to handle those business, right? So
So to
they,
clarify,
yeah,
hold on.
yeah,
To
yeah,
clarify, you're in high school
yes,
and you're like, "Oh, I've got a business idea. I want to drop out of high school to do this
yes,
business." And you
correct,
tell your parents,
yes,
What do you guys think of my plan?" And they say, "That's the worst plan we've ever heard."
yeah,
Okay.
that's the same
Okay.
thing.
Just to make sure we're all on the same page.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it was not a business idea, it was joining my family business. We are
Oh,
into
okay. So
retail and
yeah.
distribution of electronic consumer goods.
Yeah.
So joining that only. There was not such any multi-million dollar idea that I have. The idea
Okay.
was to drop out.
Okay. So the idea
Yeah.
you knew you were going to be working for the family business.
Yes.
And you're in high school and you're like, do I really need to do all this when I know that my destiny is to
Yeah.
be working in the family business no matter what I study, no matter what grades I get, I'm
Correct.
going to have this job and I just can't fight it. So I might as well just start now. And that's what was going on.
Yeah. Like I
Yeah.
thought like all these years I should spend in real world doing some
Yeah.
business instead of bookish knowledge.
That's
But
right.
yeah, that's I don't think that was right at that point because yeah, when you think back, it all makes sense, but you need like education is the basic need, like the fundamental of a human being, like what we do in our life, how we take decisions, how we take actions. It all comes from that, like what is your mindset, where do you come from?
Okay.
So yeah, I'm just moving ahead. So they just straightly rejected this idea and asked me to continue what studies, and
Yeah.
I was a little bit stubborn at that point of time. Like I was like, no, this was my mindset. Like it's clear, I want to do this. I'm not wasting my time more on studying, and I listened to no one to be honest, and just dropped out.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Dang.
after few months, yeah, it's like going back again. It's like a very bad decision, but it worked out. I don't know by the grace of God or something. Uh, so after 3 to 4 months of convincing my parents, they finally allowed me that okay, now you are doing nothing, and they try to convince me very much, like my family, like you should study, you should get that basic knowledge. Business is here only, it's going nowhere, right? But you should get that fundamental. But I heard of no one, and convinced them somehow that please allow me to join. And fast forward, Josh, 3 years I was in the business. three
Okay.
years yeah.
Yeah.
Working day and night, the revenues were good, the profits, and I was learning a lot of new things. But there was a sense of stability, like I was not growing. I want to grow, but it was due to, I don't know, lack of qualifications or knowledge. It was a stable, like everything was already set up. I was managing it, and also I was using somewhat my brain to increase and some ideas and all of that. So I was not growing enough. And at that point of time, I am talking about back in 2016,
Okay.
e-commerce was booming a lot. Of course, e-commerce was quite before that, but in India, it was booming a lot. Amazon, Flipkart, uh, and we are into electronics, retail, distributor, consumer goods business. And I don't know how will we compete. I saw that it's a major competition that we are going to face, and I am helpless, but I can't do anything. So I started sitting with people, business people from different industries. What are they doing? What are their thoughts? But somewhere I sense that feeling of missing education. I don't know why. That I'm not grasping things, or I'm not able to understand, or I'm afraid of the competition. I don't know, but there was some a little piece missing. After thinking a lot, or overthinking, or anxiety, or whatever you can say, after 6 months of doing all this thinking, I decided to switch gears and first complete my schooling. So the base, I thought like I need to make the fundamental, the base clear, then only a building is going to be built.
Okay.
Otherwise, yeah, without base, there is no building.
Okay.
So I switched gears and took that decision to pursue my, at least complete my schooling again.
Yeah.
And I proposed that idea, and everyone was happy. Again,
I
like,
bet.
yeah, that finally we were saying before 3 years. Now you are understanding. But yeah,
Yeah.
I was a bit, I don't know. So yeah, when I remember it was around 4 months left in final board exams. That's what they called here, 12th board exams.
Okay.
After that we go to colleges,
Okay.
engineering or anything. So there was just 4 months left, and I have no idea how in the world I will be completing after this great mind shift. After 3.5 years of doing business, not touching the academic books,
Yeah.
how in the world I'm going to do this?
Yeah.
But yeah, with family support, with friends support, and everyone came together, and I like supported me. So I was studying for 13, 14 hours a day continuously for 4 months, and fortunately I cleared the exams with somewhat good grades. Yeah.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you. But everyone was happy again. That please feel free to stop me in between
Oh,
if you have any question.
no, this is
So
great.
yeah, yeah, everyone was happy again, but I was not, because I don't know how it will help me in growing my business. Because
Mm.
in back of my mind, it was the only thing that ended up me here. Right, I ended up here. So I thought of pursuing further. Like I need to get higher college degree, a sort of education. But this time it's a critical, like it's a crucial decision for me, because I don't want to waste any further single day. So I started exploring what all business courses are available, and what all things I can do, all the BBAs and MBAs in the world. I explored and found that whatever I have learned in the real world, like 3.5 years of doing business, it was nothing different, or I sense that it will not help me in what I want to achieve in standing in front of this high competition, like high e-commerce thing.
Yeah.
So again, I asked one more question to myself, that changed the paths. Like that's why we are sitting here, I guess. So what I asked was, I spent last 4 months studying day and night 13, 14, 15 hours a day doing this, completing this schooling. Now, how in the world these 7 subjects, or out of these 7 subjects, one subject will be helping me pursuing my pathway forward? So I started exploring. So one of my favorite subjects, you can say, was or is my favorite subject is stats. So it's all
Okay.
summing it up all again.
I'm fond of stats too.
Yeah, right. So the question that, the question that came is, how in the world is stats being useful?
Mm.
How can I use stats in this real world? I started exploring again, and one thing that caught, stats is being used in multiple industries, but one thing that caught my attention was tech industry, IT,
Mm-hmm.
because the tech e-commerce was the only reason I ended up in this situation, like I am in this stage right now. So why not? Why not understand tech? Why not understand e-commerce? So through stats. So I pursued computer science as my career. I decided to pursue computer science as my career, and one year passed by. I was in academics, college degree. There was just one subject in semester two which taught me the school level stats that I already know, and somewhat of probability distribution, some advanced level stuff. But no one answered how is stats going to be useful in real world, how we are going to use this knowledge that we are getting, that I have got, that everyone got in schooling, in colleges. How? No one was ready to answer that. I didn't get that answer, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
So I started exploring again, googling. Right now I'm with a different mindset when I'm researching, because I have shifted myself from business, from learning, to now computer science. So different mindset. I started googling, YouTube, and at that point of time, you came into my life. I'm not saying this because we are podcasting and we are sitting here, but it's true story, fact.
Yeah.
So I came across your videos and how stats is being used, the practical implementation, AI, ML, data science, and I was like, bam. Yeah, sorry
Bam.
for bam. Sorry for stealing your. Yeah,
I love
yeah,
it.
yeah. I was like, bam. I wanted to do this.
Yeah.
This is the thing I wanted to do. Like, yes. So I started learning ML, stats, maths, gradient descent, algorithms, data science, Python, and whatever you can think of. You
Mm-hmm.
won't believe, in at the end of third semester, which is 6 months of me learning this technology, I have an offer letter in the hand with an AI and ML R&D intern position.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
I
awesome.
yeah, that's a very, I don't know, emotional or situation for me, that I was nothing, and suddenly in 1.5 years I went into computer science, and within 6 months of studying this, I have this opportunity.
Yeah.
Now I have nothing in my mind, just to grab it, just to grab that opportunity, no matter what. I convinced my college that it's in different city actually. So I convinced my principals, dean, HODs, college, that this is an opportunity that no one even gets after completing the college. Like, people are looking for jobs, right? And I
Yeah.
am getting it. So I am very grateful and blessed enough, and I wanted to use this opportunity. So somehow I convinced them also. Yeah, that's
This
a.
this sounds like a consistent theme in your life when it comes to education.
Yeah, right, right. And I also mentioned this because today also I see people dropping out, like, with whatever excuses, like Bill Gates was a dropout, Mark Zuckerberg was a dropout, education system doesn't teach entrepreneurship, education system does not have that curriculum. No matter what excuses or what reasons you bring in, at the end of the day, it is important. Basic. So in India, there is a term like, three things you need in life: roti, kapda, makan, which means food, clothes, shelter.
Mm,
So I have added that, like, fourth thing you need is education.
mm.
You
Interesting. I
need
love it.
basic education. That's all. I don't know what excuse you bring in. So, coming back, so to our story. Yeah, sorry,
Uh-huh.
if you have anything to add.
Oh, no, no, no. No, this is great.
Okay. So coming back to the story, I shifted back to that city, and with that internship, I also got a job there after 6 months, and there was no looking back. Like I right now currently I'm in this field for more than 5.5 years, working with multiple industries, different domains, and I can't start to tell you how much today also how much learnings, like I'm learning new things, how much
Hmm.
new learnings I have, how much new things I'm getting to know. And I keep on, like, I wish I keep on doing this. I am never what you say, like, you get frustrated by your job or something. Of course there are some points in time where I am also like that, but I don't want to stop doing it. I want to keep learning. I'm enjoying it. And this was all happening 5 years. And one fine day, one more question came to my
Uh-oh.
beautiful mind.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This sounds like time for change.
Time for a change.
Time for a change.
Yeah, that's where the entrepreneurial path come into picture. But let me elaborate more. So one fine day, so what the question was simple, that I was everything was going good, but it was never the goal of climbing the corporate ladder. I will tell you a fact, like, until and unless we know as a family, like, over from 5 generations, never ever someone has done a job. I
Mm,
was the one who in this 5 generation doing a job. But there was no problem with anyone. And I was
mhm.
like, it was not a goal to climb the corporate ladder, but I am enjoying it and I want to keep doing it. It's 5 years, it's 50 years. The question, let me come to the point. The question that came to my mind was, in these 5 years, I have worked with Fortune companies, Fortune clients, Fortune 100, Fortune 500, anyone. And suddenly from nowhere, the question was, where are Fortune 5,000?
Mm.
Where are Fortune 10,000? That doesn't even exist. Where are SMEs, small and medium enterprises? And that's where all it started. I started exploring again. That where are all this? What are all these companies doing? Whatever knowledge and skill set I have, how can I utilize it to make a larger impact? No matter, I'm making impact to that particular segment. So along with my job, I started doing market research, validation. Now sitting with a different set of business people, business owners, industry networks, all experienced people out there, and I found a gap, or I would like to say as an opportunity. So what it was, Fortune 500, Fortune 100 companies are all data aware, AI aware. They have all the infrastructures, they have all the budget of the world there. When it comes to the companies who are not Fortune 500, firstly, they are not aware. So I did this research for 1.5 years with my job. So I'm a bit slow, as you can see. See, like 3.5 years, 1.5 years of research. Yeah. So, yeah. So three things I found out doing my this 1.5 years research is, firstly, they are not aware how the data that is sitting idle in the systems can bring value for their business, can grow their business. They don't have any idea. Second was affordability, that we can understand. Third was all thanks to ChatGPT, OpenAI. Because of that, people are started to getting to know that AI is something. Before that, AI was like robotics, terminators, and all.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, now people have that understanding that AI is something that we are using in our day-to-day life. So third thing was how they can utilize this technology in their business. How in the world? They don't know. So I grabbed that this is a gap, this is an opportunity, and I want to do this.
Yeah.
So I took this step. So before 6 months, I incorporated and found and incorporated Matics Analytics. That's what our company is called. And from this year, like from this new year, I quit my job and go full in, like went full in, you can say.
Wow. So you've started your own business.
Yes, started one because I found in this 1.5 years that it will not be something that I can do as a side hustle. It's
Yeah.
a problem that is going need to be solved, and it will take some amount of time, energy, and everything. And it's just keeping in mind one thing, that I want to utilize whatever skills and knowledge I have to make an impact to a larger audience.
Yeah.
That was the mindset. Yes.
Was that a scary step? Was that
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
when you leave that job and all of a sudden you're kind of floating, right? When you have a job with a company that's doing well,
Yeah.
there is a sense of stability. There's a sense of just knowing exactly what's going to happen today, but also 6 months from now, you'll be kind of doing the same thing, making the same amount of money. And then you said, I'm gonna jump off a cliff. I'm gonna
Yeah.
say goodbye to all that stability and all that knowing
Mm.
of what to expect, and I'm just gonna jump off and I'm gonna see what happens. Was that scary?
Very scary, to be honest,
Yeah.
because you right now, you know how I have reached till here. How I have
Yeah.
reached it, I was at senior lead data scientist position at Moody's Analytics. It's a listed company in US.
Mm-hmm.
So uh, I was like, okay, now like my family also, like everyone that I like in 1.5 years, I have done this only, like research and how will I'm going to do this. So I tried for 6 months, like in my
Yeah.
1.5 year research for 6 months, I tried. So I got
Yeah.
one client also, but
Okay.
I got to understand very early that it will not work out because I was the one working for it for that client.
Yeah.
How will I build a business? I was doing freelancing. That's called freelancing.
Yeah.
That's not called a established corporate company, and this is not how we build it. I was the one working in for that client. Now, how will I going to build a business? How will I going to build a team? And five different departments, sales, marketing, and all of that. Because I come from that, I got to know in this 6 months that it will not work out. And also I have a client that also gave me some sort of confidence that
Yeah.
okay. And due to COVID, so I'm just saying it was scary, but due to all these reasons, I'm able to make that step. First is
Yeah.
I got a client, thumbs up that this
Yeah.
thing is working out real world. Second, that I realized that I'm alone, or if I will be the one working for the projects or clients, it's freelancing, it's not business. And just trading time. Whatever I'm doing in my job, I'm doing here. And
Yeah.
third was like how in the COVID, yes, sorry, COVID. So because of COVID, I was working from home. So I have some sort of savings from working, so I can take that risk. And also I'm privileged enough to come from that family or background that I like they are not dependent only on one income stream. So, and I also have a runway of 2 years, I would say. So
Yeah.
right now it's just
Okay.
4 months, but yes. So all this now I am very like doing calculated risk. Before
Yes.
you say, as you said, jumping off a cliff, leaving education, dropping out,
Yeah.
uh, taking computer science. I have no idea how it is going to help me in my whatever I am planning to do, and taking this internship, dropping out of college, not dropping out, but partially dropping out, you can say. I
Partially.
was
Yeah.
not, I was not attending, I was just going for college to give exams, to be honest,
Yeah.
because there was no such subject in my curriculum which I wanted to learn. Then
Yeah.
that's no point. So all these are jumping off a cliff, as you rightly mentioned, but this one, I was like, now I'm experienced, bro. Now I'll be taking calculated risks.
Yeah. Okay.
So after doing
Small
all this,
cliffs.
small cliff, yeah,
Small cliffs, not huge
yeah,
cliffs.
yes, correct. And again, I proposed this idea, and they were like, "Now you are talking." My family
Oh,
were like,
wow.
"Okay, now you are talking.
Congratulations.
Congratulations." Okay, let's do it. Like they were like always
Yeah.
supportive, always
Yeah.
like I'm grateful for that. That if you think it's something you believe in, if you think you are going to enjoy it, like every day you need to wake up doing it, then go ahead, please,
Yes.
because it's like they are also like that mindset that it's better to fail than regret.
Hmm.
So I jumped in all in from this 3 to 4 months, and you won't believe whatever I have not learned in this. No, no, it's not a surprise. That's it. From your expression, I guess you are expecting, but you won't believe from this 3 to 4 months, I have learned so many things that I have not learned in my 9 years of journey, like 3.5 years in business, 5.5 years in the corporate world. And it's been amazing until now so far, like how to build a team, how to build a
Yeah.
business, marketing, sales, operations, customer success. And you don't ask, like, I'm really enjoying it and I want to keep doing it. Just to end my, like, this is this that's all, like there's no more clips or surprises for you.
Yeah. I love it.
But
I love
yeah,
it.
when so this also came from once someone, a reporter, asked to Bill Gates that, I don't know if you are aware, but I saw that reel or something, that what in this world you are afraid of losing. It's Bill Gates is afraid of nothing, right? And his answer was, I don't want my brain to stop learning.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, this is it.
Yeah.
I want to do the same. I don't want to stop learning until unless I'm learning. I want to be in this forever.
Yeah. I feel like that's what it means to be living is to be
Yeah.
learning.
Yes.
Um, yeah.
Correct.
Um,
Hmm.
that's an incredible story. Can you tell us about what your company's doing? I mean, it sounds like you're in the AI field, but can you give us some more details about what you're doing?
Sure, I would love to, Josh. So right now we are working with couple of clients. It's very early stage and with a small team. So we are working with different industries, but mostly what excites me also is ML powered marketing. That's
Okay.
what we are currently working in, and also uh, there is customer retention use cases. So in real world, how you prevent customer from being churned before they churn, right?
Yeah.
So that's one. And then there is some fraud detection in financial domain. We are also, there are a lot of AI and ML use cases, but I can go deep on what we are working, whatever field you are interested, like ML powered marketing or fraud.
Yeah, let's talk about ML powered marketing. Can you
Sure.
tell us a bit about that and sort of what you're doing and maybe how you're doing it, or can you give us those details?
Yeah, yeah, sure. I would love to. So basically, it's targeted marketing on based on ML. So it's a financial company based out of US that we are currently working with. So the use case, I will be brief overview of the use case was how to select right target audience for our marketing campaigns. This
Okay.
is the question that the company was facing. Like, so marketing is cost to company. That's it. It's in simple words. Either you are putting out an offer, 20% off, 30% off, 50% off. Either you are reaching out to anyone for opening a new credit card. It's a financial company. So if a person is not likely to interested in your credit card offer, they will likely opt out, right? And when you need that person in your marketing campaign, he will not be there because he has already opted out due to that irrelevant offers. So that's again a cost to company, which is not in terms of money but in terms of lost opportunity.
Okay. Yep.
So first is the offer, which is like you can't randomly give offer to all 50% off, right? That's a cost to company. You want to send offers to relevant people. So let's say if Josh is buying from Nike is a company, and you are a regular customer, you are already buying, so there will be a different offer for you. I am a
Yeah.
customer who have bought shoes from Nike before 2 years, and now they want to retain me. So there will be a different offer for me. We both are not same here.
Yeah.
And third one is customer acquisition. If you want to opening a card or irrelevant offers, that's also a cost to company. So we are building machine learning models, multiple ML models to resolve this multiple issues. So it's not just one, because marketing campaigns, as I mentioned, are for different segments, different scenarios. So first is propensity modeling. That's what we are building the model to be. In simple terms, it's uh, predicting the probability of a customer opening a credit card with this financial brand, looking at their past
Okay.
historical campaign and transactions and all of that data. Second was expected spend, like what these customers are likely to spend in next 12 months. So based on
Yep.
that, they will be giving the offers. Propensity only. And third one was channel preference, like
Okay.
what channel they prefer. Now, to elaborating more on it, before I dive deep, do you have any questions?
Just to make sure I'm on the same
Yeah.
page. Um, so one is identifying customers.
Hmm.
Two, sort of categorizing them. Maybe since this is maybe if we're talking about credit cards, you want to know who's going to be the big spenders, and who's going to who might get the card but not use it, and that might create an expense for the company as well. And then the third thing that you're interested in is what was the third thing?
The channel, what channel
Oh
do they
yeah,
prefer
what's the best way to
to
reach that
reach?
person?
Hmm.
If you're going to, because you know who they are and you know what they're going to spend, but how can you contact? Do you call them on the phone? Do you put an ad on their email, or how do you reach those people? Yeah, that's the third thing.
Correct.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm ready.
Yeah. Sure. So, after understanding the problem statement of the client, and so the major overview headline problem statement was how to select the right target audience for our marketing campaign. We want to reach to the right audience, right?
Yeah.
From that, diving into deep, these three scenarios came in. These three problem statements came into picture. So we started looking into the data. That's the first step. After we understand the business problem and all, so they have customer transactions data. It's a financial firm, of course, it's required, right? Then products data, items data, and all of that data that we actually need for building that predictive analytics, predictive modeling. Okay, check mark. That's it. We have that data. Now, second thing is how do we utilize? So they have around 4 years of data with them. Like that's what we need, past historical data to predict the future. So we come up with a performance window and an observation window. So for to elaborating more on that, performance window is something, for example, there is a 1 year window that we will take, that is a performance window in which we are a customer of that brand in that window, and what is our behavior in the observation window. Sorry, observation window is the current 12-month window which we'll be using for model training, and
Mm-hmm.
performance window will be the next 12-month window. So 1st January 2022 till 31st December 2022, 1 year window will be the observation window. So training data, what is the user behavior, customer behavior,
Okay.
and performance window will be the next 12 months, 1st January
Okay.
2023 till 31st December 2023. What is this customer segment doing in next 12 months?
Yep.
Okay. Now coming with the first problem statement. So we started with all the data pre-processing, getting all the data, data warehouses and all, then pre-processing, feature engineering, modeling, all the steps. First problem statement we identified propensity modeling, because why I'm saying propensity is it's different. I hope you might aware, but for the audience, that it's different, somewhat different from probability modeling. What we do eventually, it comes with some sort of reasoning, like why you are taking this decision.
Okay.
So right now we also need explainability. So we also need
Yep.
to take care of that. So this all come after our multiple discussions with the company. So what we identify was the data was good. Like after doing all the feature engineering, we have all those features. We also used after experimenting with, of course, when it comes to tabular data, I'm a big fan of machine learning models, algorithms, boosting,
Mm-hmm.
bagging models, and I like would not like to touch deep learning when it comes to tabular data. To be honest, like it's I don't know I'm biased or not, but yeah.
Well, it's I feel like the methods you were just talking about are lend themselves to easy explanations,
Yes.
and the deep learning and the neural network stuff is it's somewhat more opaque about how the decisions are being made, and that makes it more challenging to explain, at least to your client, what's
Correct.
going on, right?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
yeah, here's reasoning is also into picture. So what we did was we choose, like, after experiment with multiple models and multiple feature engineering iterations, we chose boosting algorithms. So final model was, I think, one was XGBoost and two were light GBM.
Okay.
That worked quite well.
Yeah.
Now here, so again, making it more clear, it's a prediction problem. So binary classification problem. What is the probability of Josh opening a credit card within the next 12 months? And what is it if it is not? So if it is towards 1, then you are more
Hmm.
likely to open. Towards 0, it's not likely to. Simple. But because that's a challenge of reasoning and all, so what we did was, I don't know if you are aware of this, but we used, first of all, of course you are aware, AUC ROC AUC to train our model, the evaluation side, because it matters a lot. uh, like the main part from mine was data pre-processing, feature engineering, data part. Modeling was just 10%, and then evaluation, how we are going to evaluate, how it will work out. uh,
So isn't
yeah,
that funny the way it is? It's
yeah,
like most of the work is with data.
yeah.
Creating the machine learning model is
It's
a small part,
small.
and then you evaluate the models to see how well it's performed. And that stuff is almost like it's not an afterthought. It's the, it's something you really want to do, but it's I've found personally as well, it's
Mhm.
all about the data.
Yep.
Yeah.
I totally agree. Like, it's all about the data. We have spent, I would say, 70% of the time doing feature engineering, data pre-processing and all. How do we create more and more relevant features that, for example, customers spend in last 12 months, customers
Yeah.
spend in last 6 months, customers spend in last 3 months. What are the amount of where he or she is spending? All those relevant features we come up with and finalize on those features, and doing after the doing the modeling, the evaluation part, that's what I was talking about. So training matrices, ROCUC, binary classification works well. So I'm talking general, like whatever three models we have built, it's the purpose was different, but the methodologies, of course, features were also different, but I will not get into it because it's a lot. But the purpose was different. Like, it was, at the end of the day, classifying the likelihood of a customer opening a card, spending. So it's a regression problem.
Yeah.
How much he or she is spending, and again
Yeah.
the binary classification, channel preference. What
Yeah.
channel they prefer? But because if there are three different use cases, I will not go in each and every one. Otherwise, it will be a long 3 hours. Already, I have taken so
Yeah.
much of time in my journey. But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
so. Huh. So after evaluating the model and ROC, AUC and all were different, we come up with this different, I don't know if you are aware, but lift and gain charts. That's what I have
Okay.
learned from my previous industry experience, where I also hands-on working with marketing analytics and with
Can you tell
marketing
us
team.
about these?
Yeah, sure, sure.
Yeah.
So lift and gain charts, it's mostly used in propensity modeling to identify the output of your model. Let's say 90% AUC, but we want to select right target audience, bro. How we'll do it with what is 90% AUC? How we'll
Yeah.
select the right target audience? So that's where it come into picture. What it did was, this is a matrix, of course. You can, like, the audience can also learn about it googling it, but the major idea was splitting or segmenting this customer base into deciles, or I say deciles in buckets. So there will be 20 deciles, in which, for example, we are dealing with, in training data, 1.5 million, around 1.5 million of customers, and testing around 700K. I don't exactly remember, but yeah. So splitting this 700K or 1.5 million to test the train, lift and gain, and validation test, lift and gain. Split this customers into segments, 20 different deciles, and check the probability, likelihood, prediction of this particular segment, not at an individual level. So whenever I also someone says personalize recommendations, right, or something like that, so there are segments. It's not like one particular individual.
Yeah.
So there were like segments in which we calculate lift and gain. Now coming to the lift and gain, what is it? Lift is basically explaining if we are targeting that particular segment randomly as compared to we are targeting that segment with the help of machine learning prediction.
Okay.
So let
Yeah.
me be more clear. Targeting that particular segment using the prediction of an ML model and targeting randomly anyone. How
Yeah.
much uh, lift is, like, let's say we got 2.5x lift, so it's 2.5 times more chances of these customers opening a card with you as compared to you targeting randomly.
Yeah.
So that
That makes
makes
sense.
more business sense, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's lift. Now gain. So gain is basically, let's say we have 20 deciles, that is 100% of the customers. Now we don't want to target 100% of them. That it doesn't make sense to do all this if you're targeting everyone. Gain is how much deciles, for example, we also call it ranks. So if we are targeting top 5 ranks, how much lift it is going to be for us, let's say 2.5x, 2x, 1.5x, anything. And gain is how much percentage of audience we are uh, capturing
Okay.
out of this 100%. If you are targeting top 5, how much percentage of customers we are going to capture in this, if we are targeting this segment. So it's basically to decide, lift and gain charts basically to decide what customer segments to target, how much rank to target.
Okay.
Of course it's mathematical formulas, and
Yeah.
like evaluation metrics, it's the same, but it's mainly used for marketing, and also not marketing but propensity modeling. When reasoning comes into picture, it's not just AUC. Okay, this customer is going to churn 0.95%, now go target him. So it's not like that, it's much more. After
Okay.
that we also come with, yeah, sorry, if you have anything.
No, this is good.
Okay. So after that, we are into, of course, explainability. We have covered the reasoning part, explainability, boosting algorithm, we get feature importance, and we also turn Shapley values
Hmm.
for explainability. So Shapley, I was also not aware in my corporate, wherever I was doing the job, that like Shapley is feature importance. We
Yep.
got that beautiful graph, and it shows what feature is what important. But while working on this project, I also get to know from the team actually that Shapley value defines what all your features, which are of course important, but what all your features are pushing your model to predict towards one, what all your features are pushing your model to predict towards zero. So what is
Okay.
positively impacting your model, what all features, and
Yep.
what all features are negatively impacting your model. What negatively impacting means, what all features are making your model to predict towards zero, like this segment will not open a card. So that's, I was also not aware, that I also get to know. I'm pretty much sure you will be aware of it. Please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
that's fine, but the audience may not know. And so the
Yes.
idea is when you have a large data set,
Mm.
you measure all kinds of things. You might measure where somebody, or you're not measuring that, but you might know where they live. You might know, their age. You might, or general age, their what kind of occupation they have, what kind of job they have, lots of things like that, right?
Yeah.
And what you're saying is that you're using these things called Shapley values, and they can help identify, of all the things that you've measured, what are the features. Those are the things that we measured. What are the features that are helping to drive someone to make a prediction that someone's going to get this credit card, or someone who's not going to get that credit card.
Yeah.
And then that alone helps you, maybe like, well, maybe we can streamline our data collection process just to these important features.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's totally correct. Like 100%, you got
Yeah.
it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hooray.
I should not be saying it. You got it because, yeah, I know. I have
No,
learned
no,
from
no,
you. I
no.
have learned from you actually. Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah.
it's important for me to make sure I understand what's going on. I get confused. I'm easily confused.
Yeah. So yeah, mostly I got to understand that it's not a modeling actual, like it's a modeling problem, but mostly it's
Yeah.
evaluation part. And after doing the reasoning part, we go back to feature engineering. Let's say if
Yeah.
some features are not making sense, why is it important?
Yeah.
It is not making sense. Let's say Josh has purchased an item before 2 days, and it is negatively like it's saying the model that it is Josh is not likely to open a card.
Yeah.
Okay, we have to go back. You also know it's an iterative process.
Yeah. And it so
Yeah,
it starts out as a data problem,
yeah,
and then you do a little bit of modeling and a little bit of evaluation, and
yeah.
then it becomes a data problem again.
Again, yeah, again, cycle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So after doing all this, I'm coming to an end. So
Yeah.
after doing all of this, the client and the company and business are all convinced. We are also, first of all, we need to convince either it is making sense, making an impact, or it's just random
Yeah.
ML AI,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So we are convinced, they were convinced. Now, how do you test it in real time? So it's a long process. First of all, you select, sorry, the companies select the target audience from the probabilities, from the predictions made by the ML model for that
Mhm.
ranks that we have, deciles. From that, they will target in real time. So test and control, A/B testing, they will do. So they also they have a marketing team. That's not we are doing, but we are like working collaboratively with them. That this is the target audience you need to target and test and control and all of that technicalities in marketing. After doing that, we will check campaign performance. So again, there is a data. So now we
Yeah.
are doing campaign performance for we call it back testing. So whatever ML model predicted, what happened in real world. So it's a completely real world problem. So how it is performing in real world. So we do back testing, how this campaign perform as compared to test and control and A/B testing and all of that. If you're not selecting ML based predictions and if you're selecting randomly, does that lift is making sense or not? So a lot of
Yeah.
testing, iterations and all. We also do back testing if it is working out or not, and we can't just blindly go with okay, just use ML. But it's a lot of iteration. So now at this point of time, we are also including campaign features into our model. So again, a data
Okay.
problem. Now we have a new set of data campaign performance results. That's what we are including in our pipeline. So yeah, I think that's.
Wow.
I hope it's clear. Yeah.
I love it. So it sounds very complicated, but maybe I can summarize.
Yeah.
You've got all this data, you and you've cleaned it up. You spent a lot of time making the data useful. You've created a model that then gave you information about what features in the data set you needed to uh, focus on, but also maybe some that were confusing and maybe you needed to understand more about, like why is this impacting whether or not someone will get a credit card. So you were trying to understand the data, which is, I think, super interesting and fascinating. But then beyond that, you're also evaluating whether the approach is working. At you've got a prediction of what the lift is. You know how much it's going to be based relative to, say, just taking a random population, but you're actually uh, doing the work to actually validate it too. Not only are you saying, well, this is what we predicted the lift to be, you're actually going out and validating that the lift is does exist, and that your methodology, your ML, is successful, and more successful than if you just grabbed random people and said, hey, you want to sign up for this credit card.
Right.
um, so that's fantastic. I have learned a ton from this. I want to thank you, Abbas. This is fantastic. I just want to hear. Can you tell us? This company has been around for a year and a half,
No, it's been around 6 months.
just 6 months.
Yeah.
Okay, in 6 months, how many people do you have working for you now?
Uh, Around 15, but not all full time. Not all full time.
Okay.
Somewhere on
You
the
got 15,
yeah 15.
15 employees. So you've got lots of management experience that you've learned in the past 6 months.
Yeah,
And how many clients do you have right now?
two and
Just two.
yeah, around 8 are in, because sales cycle is very long,
Yeah.
awareness,
Yeah.
understanding. So
Yeah.
8 or 9, I guess, are in that phase, discussion calls phase.
Well, I'm going to just say after 6 months,
Yeah.
this sounds amazing, right? You've got 15 employees, you've got 2 clients now in the like, and you've got all these clients kind of lined up in the pipeline, prospects for growth. And it sounds like you've got I mean, it sounds like a lot of work. It's not a secret recipe. It's not magic. But it just sounds like you've got a successful sort of like way of doing these analysis, these marketing analyses. And that sounds fantastic. So before we go, I was wondering if you had any advice for people that want to follow in your footsteps. It sounds like I'm going to take a guess that some of your advice is stay in school, but some of your advice it also might be like ask yourself some very difficult questions. Don't be afraid to ask yourself
Yeah.
difficult questions about what you want to be doing and the impact you want to have on the world around you. But anyways,
Yeah.
I want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, I think you have said it, but I will just add. You are completely correct what I was going to say, but adding few more things on top of it.
Okay.
Before that, I just wanted to thank you. Like as you mentioned, like you have
Oh,
learned a lot from me right now, but I am
yeah.
completely clueless. Like how much I have learned from you, I can't even express in my words. To be honest, very honest.
Oh,
uh,
yeah.
yeah, now coming coming back to the advice, I just have three things, simple things when it comes to advice that it also come after our discussion. First is start, like take action. That's what right now I
Okay.
feel. No matter what you think, the idea, or pursuing that career or job or education or business or anything, start now. Taking action is the first step towards success. That's
Yep.
what I have learned all my career. Second is consistency. So if you are starting now, taking the first step to your success, wherever you want to reach the goal, the path is consistency. Now, if you're taken the first step, but second step, third step, fifth, eighth, 100th, you need to keep continue doing it. Now, as I, like, of course, from my journey, like I have, so I have keep continue doing the business, right? But
Yeah.
somewhere or the other, you need to realize that as well. In what path, of course, changing paths and all, but with consistency. Right now,
Yeah.
I'm doing business, but it's with consistency. So, like 2 months, I was just sitting. There was no one, and I was
Yeah.
completely ready that 2 years I will be sitting. It will take time. I was completely ready. So consistency. You're doing a job, you are learning, you are studying in school.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, and third is everything happens for a reason, and eventually everything will work out. That's I don't know, but
Can I summarize your
yes,
your your advice?
yeah, you will
So
remember.
to get anywhere, you have to take at least one step,
Yeah,
right? You've got to start. You must start.
yeah,
Take the first step. But most journeys, if not all journeys, require more than one step. You can't just take that first step and expect to get to where you want to go. You've got to be prepared to go the distance and keep walking and keep going. And it sounds like you're an optimist.
now I'm an optimist.
You have to be an optimist. Well, I don't know. You don't have to be an optimist. I'm an optimist, and so I obviously think it's a good thing to do. But if you have to believe in yourself, and you have to believe that ultimately you're going to be successful, if you're going to keep taking those steps, you have to believe those things. If you think you're going to fail, if you think the paths aren't going to make any sense and it's not going to work out, then it's awfully difficult. You can take that first step, but it's awfully difficult to keep taking steps. You have to believe that all the hard work is going to pay off at some point, and that's what keeps you going.
Yeah.
So, on that, Abbas, I just want to thank you for being part of the podcast. Like I said, I've learned a lot. And it's been great talking to you and hearing about the process that you guys use in your company.
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much, Josh, for having me here, and looking forward for more BAM videos from you.